doing? It's Love Marlene 411. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys can hear me. I hope the volume is good. Okay, I just turned my volume up. I just want to go live for a little bit and talk about this topic that I think that it is a very important topic to have, and that's about harboring resentment. And many times we'll be resentful because people will do things to us, whether we know it or whether we don't. Some people are just immature, they lack discernment. Some people are still like little children. They've never got over their past. They've never dealt with or, faced their pain. And we all know the saying that hurt people, right? When you're hurt, you will hurt other people. But I wanted to do this topic because I think that it's important to talk about harboring resentment. Many times we'll be resentful because we feel that people did things to us. And yes, they may have done things to you. They may have hurt you, disappointed you, and all of those things. But it's really important to not stay into that space for too long. Many times we think that we are hurting other people by holding on to what they've done to us, when actually we're just hurting ourselves. And we'll keep hurting ourselves for many, many years and thinking that it's a way of getting back at other people. Hey, James, how are you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Friday. Please hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. A lot of times we'll be like in this space to where we'll be so upset with people. We'll be upset with the way they treat us. We'll be upset with what they've done to us, and we'll just hold grudges, right? Oh, I'm so glad you're doing well. What are you doing on this Friday? Um, it's one of those things that we'll be holding grudges against people, especially our family. I can say for myself, for many, many years, I thought that family was always going to do the best to me. They were supposed to be the nicest to me. Well, at least they should be, right? They should be the nicest to us, the most kind, the most understanding, the most compassionate. And when they're not, when they actually act like worse than a stranger, because I have found that strangers will do more to help me and to support me than my own. And that hurts a lot. There's like these expectations that somebody who is your family is supposed to care about you and love you and all of those things, and they don't. When family members start showing their tail, when they start treating you disrespectfully and not being good to you, it's hard for us to not hold grudges against them. I know for many, many years, I stopped talking to people who were relatives or friends, quote unquote, because of what they had done to me. And instead of doing the mature thing, like talking to people, letting them know how they made you feel, letting them know that what they did wasn't nice or kind, we avoid them. We act like nothing is wrong when we know that something is wrong. So have those conversations and let people know how you feel. Let people know that they let you down, that they hurt your feelings. I know it was really hard for me to do this as I was younger. I didn't know how to communicate how I was feeling, and we know that communication is so important, to let other people know how we feel. Each of us deserves to be treated in a good way. And it hurts a lot when our family members, when our friends, when our spouses or significant others doesn't give us the love that we deserve. And we can be so angry and so bitter that we'll start getting into some self-harming practices like overeating, I have found, for me, I can't speak for everybody, but personally, I have gotten to cover up the pain and the hurt for what somebody else has done to me. I have gotten my own vices, like you'll start to drink, you'll get involved in substances like drugs, you'll start overeating, you won't treat yourself in the best way that you should, and that's not good. Even if other people don't respect us or treat us in a good way, we should never stop taking care of ourselves. We should never let other people who do mean things to us stop us from living our best life. And one of the best things that I ever did in my life was learning to respect myself, learning to communicate how I feel, and tell people when they make me mad, when they disappoint me, when they tick me off, when they hurt my feelings, when they waste my time. You have to communicate how you feel. And I know that not everybody will receive that well. There are many people that when you tell them how they are making you feel, they get upset. So most people don't like to be checked. They only want to hear the good things about themselves. They don't want to hear about when they upset you or disappointed you or let you down, or you're not giving, they're not giving you the love that you deserve. But because we love ourselves, you deserve to say that out loud. I deserve to be treated like this and that. And part of being a grown and mature person is setting boundaries with people and letting them know how to treat you, let them know how they make you feel, and all of those things. It's important to let people know how they make you feel. Some people don't make you feel good because they're not used to you speaking up for yourself. So, as grown and mature people, we have to advocate for ourselves and tell people in our life, you disappointed me, you let me down, you make me sad, what you're doing upset me. All of those things. Do that for yourself. Respect yourself. Respect has to start with you. We kind of think that people automatically will give us respect, or people will automatically love us like, a given. You would tend to think that your parents, your siblings, your spouse, significant other would automatically care for you and love you and treat you in a good way. But when they don't, we kind of feel like, how come they don't? We feel like it's something inside of ourselves. And we have to stop those self-harming practices, or those thoughts that something is insufficient inside of us. Some people as adults, because they have never dealt with their past, they've never come to grips with what they are dealing with and have gone through, they have never faced their trauma. Hurt people hurt people. So because nobody will ever come and help them and assist them, and some people have never got love and support and kindness in their life, so they don't know how to give you love, support, and kindness. But we have to give that to ourselves. Respect yourself. It's a two-way street. Never let anybody in your life treat you disrespectfully. Never, ever let somebody treat you disrespectfully. And if somebody cannot respect you, one of the best things that you can do is respect yourself enough to walk away. And it took me a really long time to come into that space to where I would allow myself to speak up for myself. I would allow myself to say, if you don't want to respect me, then I would do better by myself. I know they always say that you can do bad all by yourself, but how about doing good all by yourself? Never let other people, because they're your relatives or your friends or people that you've known for a long time, keep putting up with their toxic behavior. I did that for such a long time. I allowed people in my life to treat me in a toxic way because I was toxic. I didn't deal with it. I didn't know myself. I didn't believe in myself enough. I didn't have enough courage to say, you're making me upset. You're hurting my feelings. You're disappointing me. And when we don't, people will keep, doing things to us until we put a stop to it. So whoever needs to hear this message today, put a stop to the negativity. the using, the manipulation, the enabling. For a really long time, I enable many people in my life. I don't know why we do it, but I was raised with that thought that because somebody was my family, that you have to deal with it. That's you have to, because that's your mom or your dad, your brothers or your sisters, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, and you don't have to take it. You don't have to put up with their foolishness. You don't. So don't take it. You know, stand up for yourself. It's much better that you stay by yourself, you live this life alone, or don't even get me started on relationships, right? For many of us, we go into romantic relationships and we're looking for that person to fulfill something inside of us, like to fill in those empty gaps or those spaces where somebody did something to hurt us. Nobody can't remove the pain from us. Nobody can give you the love that you deserve like you can. So it means that you have to work on yourself. You have to know yourself, love yourself. You have to forgive people who hurt you so that you can move on. And when I say forgive people who hurt you, I don't mean forgive and forget, but I mean forgive so that you're no longer angry. Forgive so that you're no longer letting them stop you from your life goals. And for many years, I let things that happened to me in my life, traumatic things that happened to me in my life, um, people who didn't give me the mindset support, the appreciation, the celebration that I know that I deserved. And it hurts. And I had a lot of resentment for a long time. I had a lot of resentment against my siblings, against my parents. I was mad at the world for things that happened to me before. So if you don't deal with your past, it will show up in your present. You're going to be miserable. You're going to be angry. You're going to be sad. You're going to be disappointed as long as you let your past define your present. And until I stopped being angry, until I came to that fork in the road to make a decision that I was no longer going to let people who are negative, people who are judgmental define me. Never let somebody define you. You have to define your own self. You have to love yourself. You have to be your own friend. And I know it's something easier said than done. It's easy to say, this is what you should do, but it's a whole nother thing for those who live in that realness of people who take you for granted, people who are very unkind and mean and disrespectful. Never let other people disrespect you. Never. It doesn't matter who they are. And a lot of people have a lot of nerve. They're very rude, very disrespectful, and you don't have to take it. And I had to say that to myself and believe it. I don't have to take other people's foolishness. I don't have to be a doormat for other people. I don't have to be disrespected. So it meant me setting some boundaries. It meant me working on myself and having enough courage and strength to say, you know what? That was my past. And I know that that's not something easy as a grown-up, because you can be so upset because of what happened to you when you were a little girl or a little boy, and it's like you become trapped in that space. You get trapped in what hurt you. You get trapped in what people said to you. And many times I harbored resentment because the words that people who are important to you say, it leaves a lasting impact on you emotionally. There is a very strong impact on you because until you know yourself, you're going to believe what other people say. And until you start working on yourself and knowing yourself and loving yourself, you're going to believe the false narrative that people give. And people can only give what they believe about themselves. And because they don't believe in themselves, because they don't know themselves, and they don't respect themselves, of course, they don't know and respect you. When you start to respect yourself, when you start to love yourself, you're going to say, that was the past, that was previous. But today is a new day. Every day I wake up, some days I have good days and some days I have bad days. I'm sure you loved ones do as well. Everybody has good days and bad days, but it's not letting the bad days come into your present. It's not letting the things that people say to you stop you from going ahead and living in this moment, living in your today, letting yourself be present, letting yourself have joy, letting yourself have peace of mind. I had to, for myself, give my own self that peace of mind. I had to start working on my mental health. And when you're around people who are mean, evil, dark, always complaining, it's heavy on your heart. It's heavy on your head. Miserable people like to make you miserable, but I had to make a change in my life, and I had to learn to start harboring resentment, stop being mad for things that I can't change. And one thing that I had to learn is that every day I woke up, I had to make a choice to love myself. I had to make a choice to forgive my past. I had to make a choice to live in my present and to not live in the past, and not let what other people say about me be who I define myself to be. Whoever needs to hear that message, I hope that this reaches you. You are not what other people think of you. You are what you think about yourself. So it's so important that we work on our mindset, and every day, speaking positively over our life, because two things can happen in our life. We can speak life into our life, or we can also do the opposite. We can speak death. We can speak negativity. We can speak that things won't happen, that you have to give yourself that permission to win and to thrive and to live and to enjoy yourself and your life. Until you make a choice to enjoy your life, until you make a choice to live, nothing will ever shift for you. And I know that was the case for me. Until I made a decision to love myself, until I made a decision that I was going to let this go, until I made a decision that it was time to move forward and to not allow myself to be stuck in my pain or my trauma or disappointments or whatever it is that was making me upset. And, some tools that has helped me with, not harboring resentment is reminding myself, having those affirmations that I speak over my life, that I'm worthy, I'm strong, I'm courageous, I'm capable, I'm deserving, I can do great things, I have the possibility to change my focus and my life. We are what we focus on. And many of us focus on the wrong thing for way too long. We focus on what was instead of focusing on what is. That changed the direction of my entire life when I started to think about what is and not what was. We stay stuck there in the pain from unresolved mommy or daddy issues, broken relationships, things that your siblings do to you, things that has happened to your life where you experience pain and sadness, like losing a job, getting sick, your children either being in your life or not being in your life, things that were beyond your control, things that people said about you, and it really hurt you. But we put on this false front, right? Like everything is okay with us, and we know that we're not okay. I had to allow myself to be in that space to say, I'm not okay right now. I'm upset. I'm angry. And it's okay to let yourself feel that. It's okay to be in that space to say, I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm pissed off because of this, this, and this. Speak that out loud. One of the first things to do is when we are suffering and dealing with something in our life, the most important thing that we should do is to accept it. You have to confront whatever the issue is and admit it to yourself. And when we admit things and stop denying, denying that I'm okay, yeah, everything is all right, and I'm good and I'm strong. And yes, it's important to be good and to be strong, but you have to face your issues or you're going to be running from them your whole life. That's why you see people out here who are adults still acting like they're 4 or 5 years old, because they have never matured and healed in their heart, in their head, from what was said and done to them. And yes, there are people out here who, they hurt us. They hurt you. They take advantage of us. They use your kindness for your weakness. Some people actually are jealous of you, and they will try to do things to take you down and take you out. People will spread lies about you. Sometimes what people do could cause you to lose your job, ruin your relationship. Friends and family, quote unquote, can mess up your relationships because they just get involved with so much and people just can't handle it. So for whatever reason that it is, when somebody does something to us and it hurts us, we have to allow ourselves to say that out loud. This hurt me and I don't like it. And if that person is alive and you can talk to them, let them know how you feel. And when we confront people, we don't confront people with the expectation that they're going to be on our side, that they're going to say they're sorry and all of those things. When we go and we talk to people, it's not for us. It's not for them. It's for us. It's for us to be healed emotionally, mentally, and physically, so that we gain our strength, so that we get our power back into feeling good about ourselves, so that we can continue to live our life, and also to be free from all of that excess baggage, because we carry all of that pain on our shoulders. We carry it in our head. We feel bad about ourselves. We feel sad about ourselves. Our self-esteem will take a nosedive because of what somebody said to us that hurt us. Never allow somebody to disrespect you like that. Never allow somebody to make you feel inferior without your permission. And for many, many years, I allowed my family, I allowed friends, I allowed other people in the workplace, because I did not have enough courage to face my fears. I didn't have enough courage to know and to love myself, to say, this person hurt me, this person disappointed me. I grew up in that environment that you never talk about how you feel. You hide it. You don't talk about your family business. You keep everything secret, and that is not good for us. That can cause us to start to develop some health problems. It can make you feel very bad about yourself. And like I said, it can give you some vices. It's the reason why some people are grown and they have alcoholic problems, they have drug addiction, they have food addiction. You can be addicted to other things. And what I learned when I started getting help for my vice, and when I got help for my vice, I found out that I was eating to cover up my pain. I was eating because every time I would eat, it would make me feel good. And many people don't know that, who have issues with food, that you're eating to cover up what hurt you. So you're eating away your pain, you're eating away your troubles. And until you learn how to resolve that, you're always going to continuously do things to hurt yourself. And many times we're not doing this knowingly. We're not trying to hurt ourselves. I don't think anybody tries to hurt ourselves, but because we have never come to that space in our life that we respect ourselves enough, respect and love yourself enough to say, I'm not going to do anything that is going to hurt myself. I'm not going to allow other people to disrespect me. I'm not going to allow whatever it is. And then you move forward. Some people, you have to move away from them because they're such a negative person. And they could be your friends, It could be your family, your quote unquote relatives, right? And you got to move away from certain people because they stop you from being happy. They stop you from having your peace of mind. They stop you from your joy. And nobody can take away our joy without our permission. We have to give ourselves the permission to live. We have to give ourselves the permission to thrive, to enjoy our life. And I know for me, one of the only ways that I could live my life with peace and with joy was just, facing it. I had to face my pain. I had to face my hurt and to admit it and say, yes, that hurt me, but I'm going to release it. Not because I'm saying that what they did was right. I'm saying because I have my power back. And when you get your power back from forgiving people and talking about it and finding out that you're not the reason, we can't do anything about people who don't love themselves. We can't make people grow up. We can't make people love us. We can't make people do the right thing. But what we can do is respect ourselves, have enough courage to set boundaries, have enough courage to love ourselves, to say, I don't have to go around this person because I've known them for a long time, because they're my relatives. If somebody is in our life and they are toxic, have enough courage to walk away from them, or you're just going to make a cycle of pain. You're never going to get out of that loop until you take yourself out of the loop and say, I'm no longer going to allow people to talk to me any kind of way. I'm no longer going to allow people to disrespect me. I'm no longer going to allow people to do whatever it is that they want to do at my expense, because we wind up being the one hurt, disappointed, alone, without money. And I have to say that people in our life, that they only love us when they can use us. They love us when they can get something from us. And when they stop getting what they want from us, or it's not something about them, if it's something to support you, they don't want to support you. So open up your eyes and see the reality. Not everybody that we love loves us back. And that made me feel some kind of way on the inside, knowing that people who are your blood family, people who you are in a relationship with, or people that you've known for a long time, it doesn't mean they care about you. It doesn't mean they consider you. It doesn't mean that they have your best interests at heart. They only care about themselves. And that, knowing that, having that information helped me so much when I realized that not everybody that I loved me back, or not everybody that I cared for me back, because people have their own agendas, their own motives, their own intentions, and I have to know, and I have to see and identify. And that's the reason why putting on your perception, focus on what people are doing and not just what people are saying, because many times we'll fall for that game and be played, because we are listening to what people say they are and not going by what they are proving they are. That changed my entire life when I realized that the people in my life didn't really care about me. They only cared about when it was something involving them. But when it was something involving me, they didn't care. They didn't want to support that. And we have to move on from people who are negative, people who are users, people who are, that really don't care about us. Respect yourself enough. So I just wanted to come on quickly on my 30-minute break and give you guys a thought for your day, for your week, some inspiration, something to think about. Let's not hold on to resentment and anger. Let's be mature. Even if other people are not mature, you are in control of your power. You're in control of your light. You're in control of how you feel about yourself. Never let other people have control over you. You got to control the situation. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to Love Marlene 411, hit the like, subscribe to this channel, and turn on your notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next 30-minute live. Bye-bye, everybody.